Okay. All right, everybody, it's 7:04. Welcome to the Parks and Recs Commission meeting on September 19th, 2022. I'm going to start with roll call. Beth Ashbaugh, present. Carolyn Marks, present. Commissioner Heidel,
Present.
Commissioner Cudmore, Commissioner Huntsman,
Here.
Councilmember Katie LaPartie will be late. Parks Administrator Nancy? Here. Okay. All right. We have no petitioners at the moment. So we'll go to review approval of minutes from last meeting. Anybody have any questions or concerns? Hi, welcome.
Thanks. How are you, John?
Good.
It had been a while, so
Okay.
if I've missed anything, just
Okay.
let me know.
Does anybody want to move to approve?
So moved.
Okay, I'll second. All right.
I'll second.
Okay. Oh, wait, I second, sorry. So you can. You want to second, go ahead. Okay. So, all right. This is John Bradford. Hi, John.
Well, just here to just check in, get familiar with what happens here on Monday.
Parks and Recs, not much, yeah, Okay, all right. I have nothing on the docket in terms of anything that we're just continuing with, River Park.
Okay. All right, things obviously are coming down from summer, and we're along the way into the fall. Just wanted to give you a little bit of information. Baseball Field 6 is closed. Clark has not started that restoration project yet, but I'm sure they will shortly. I'll keep you posted on that. And hopefully I'll have an update for the next meeting in October. New soccer programs going on. If you go through the park on Saturday, you'll see 1 million people there. So it's a wonderful program. The Outlaws will host their dog days in Demoski on the 24th and 25th. I hope you can make it down there. It's always a fun thing. The Alzheimer's Walk is on Sunday the 25th from 11 to 4 noon, and Destination Leon will have their harvest party in Newark on Sunday, October 2nd, 8 to 8. I'll be meeting with David on that shortly, and hopefully David will make it tonight. So, any questions on any of the bright orange? Maybe you didn't come across bright orange to all of you, but the schedule is any questions, anything that's happening in the park?
Oh, I've got one for you, Liz. So is Hardwick doing all of their home matches in Wilbur Park?
Hardwick is playing all of their home. They have 6 home matches in the fall, and they are playing in the
I've
full
seen
time.
them there a bunch of times.
Yeah,
Good.
practices probably. But when they practice, they only use 5 courts. The only time they use all of the courts is when they have their matches. So there's usually 2 courts only available to the public. And I've asked her to post her match schedule and her daily practice schedule in 2 locations at River so that the public can see that. In the past, we've just posted the match, but we also decided to post their practice schedule as well. So whether it's still up or not, I don't know, but she posted it in 2 places there.
And she usually, even for practice, uses the lower.
She uses the 5 courts that are all together. And she is wonderful. If someone comes and they have a low number or something, they'll give up one of the courts. They're usually pretty good about that. But sometimes they need them, so they rent them all.
Just good to see people using it.
Yeah, I agree. Most of the time they go theater, they're not using it at all. So, okay. Any questions about anything from the summer? I thought we had a really good year. I gave you all the pictures that we shared last time. I do want to, it's very hard for me not to make a comment about our concert series. We just concluded our concert series. Our last concert in the park, off the record, we probably had easily 300 people in the park at that, old, young, and everything in between. So it was a very great entertainer, very successful event. And I just do want to make a couple comments about our concert series. The city offers the concert series as a community service. Okay? I will tell you that I know that Norwich's concerts were brought up last month. Norwich's concerts are sponsored by MBT Bank in Norwich, and that's the reason why they can attract a lot of different acts and stuff. They're not a municipality that pays for that out of their budget. It was also mentioned about Cooperstown. Cooperstown concert series, the Lakefront concert series, is sponsored by the Cooperstown Chamber of Commerce. It's not sponsored by the village. And if you look down through their lineup, they have a lot of the same bands that we have. Namely, the Driftwoods perform over there as well. Small Town Big Band, while they have not been in our concert series for the last couple of years, they were a part of our concert series before COVID. So we have had them before. So some of the same bands are performing there. I believe their concerts are on Tuesday nights, so they do not conflict with ours. The Norwich concerts are on Thursdays. And I will tell you that in the years that I've been with the city, back with the city, I've missed 3 concerts. I make a habit of going to all of them. I make a habit of communicating with the people who are there. I don't know if that's something that was routinely done in the past by the individuals in my position, but I think it's important. I really believe that the people that attend those concerts, there is a small group that come to all of them. They are thrilled with the concert series. And believe me, if they were not, they would tell me. Because they tell me, Cooperstown provided cookies. Are you going to do cookies now? They do this or that. Are you going to do that? So we are one of the few that I hear about that are live streaming our performances, and almost all of them are live streamed for people that are shut in or can't make it to the park. So the thing I want to tell you is I think Oneonta does a really good job, and I'm not just saying that because Blue Lansing does it. I think we provide a great service to the community. This is the first year that with the help of Destination Oneonta, Hartwick College, and the library, we sponsored first ever movie night in the park under the stars for our children. That's something that's above and beyond. I have placed in our budget, I don't know if I'll get it, if I have placed in our budget to do 2 movies next summer. I don't know if that will happen, but kudos to the city of Oneonta for us doing that and the other 3 organizations. So I think we do a darn good job with our concert series, and I just had to say that because of last month. So.
I have to agree with that too, Lou, because I think I only missed one this year, and there were a variety of different people walking through, riding their bikes, walking their dogs, stopping, sitting, listening, maybe in their cars, but there were a number of people who might not necessarily have been sitting in a lawn chair, but they were really enjoying the music.
And I have a huge list of people who want to get into our concert series, but almost everybody wants to return. So if we have a concert series that everybody loves, I'm really hard pressed to say, okay, you're out there in, because it's been successful. And several of I can name 4 groups in particular that give us a reduced rate because they know we can't afford a lot. So they offer us a discounted rate just to be in our concert series. And they would not do that if it wasn't a good place to perform. They're local artists. Cooperstown advertises on their thing that they use local artists. I think it's a selling feature. You know, people come to hear John Thompson. People come to hear Doug Becker. Those are local people, and they do a fabulous job. They're great entertainers. And as long as I'm here, unless they tell me I'm out, I plan to do it the way we're doing it. So that's all I have. I'm sorry, I will mention that there was an event that took place in the park this weekend that did not have commission approval, did not have my approval. It was a failure of communication, and I will take partial responsibility for that. I received an email from the city clerk probably about 2 weeks ago saying that there was a walk that was planned, but it had not gone through all the approval steps. And she emailed me, which made me assume that it would involve one of the parks. But I didn't really look further into it because I thought it hasn't been approved yet, so I'm going to hear from them. I never heard anything, and apparently it took place this weekend in Yolo Park at part of the walkers. And apparently on Saturday it was quite chaotic with walkers and soccer and everything else going on. The good news is everyone survived. I will reach out to the organizers and let them know that that's something that can happen in the future. I think it was a wonderful event. I don't anticipate you would have said no, but I would have recommended they do it on a Sunday, not a Saturday when soccer's going on, unless they can do it earlier before soccer starts. So it was a walk to fight suicide, but I will keep you posted on that after I talk to the organizers. And I apologize for that. That's all I have done.
Okay. All right. Any?
The updates are on there. I think you could read the updates I had. Council approved the dollar request for a memorial on Veterans Walkway. Greg is preparing a letter that we're needing to pursue that. And I think it's going to be a go. I'll let you know more about that when I have that information. I don't have more information, I'm sorry to say, on the Hodges Pond project. Hopefully it's going to happen in October, but we are waiting to hear from the DEC. I think it's going to happen, but I'll let you know more later. I did go to a meeting with the community law park people. They are planning an event for next spring, and I'll keep you posted on that. I think it's going to be a wonderful thing. And I'm working with other city representatives to make sure that we have a better means of communicating with all of our reserve users, return as well as new users. I think what we will start doing is meeting with them one-on-one a month before the event happens, so that we can make sure they've checked off all the things they need to do. The certificate of insurance, the food truck vendors, what they need to be doing, their setup in the park, all of those things. I think we need to do that more. I think it will help our reserve users, and it will help us to make sure that all expectations are being met. So I'll keep you posted on that as we move forward.
Lou, how does that work with, like, for example, the 4th of July celebration and that and events such as that, of the Balloon Fest? How do you know that each vendor, food truck has completed all of the required documents and paperwork that needs to be done? Is that done?
We depend on the reserve user, the applicant, and the organization that's heading that up. I think we are depending a little too much, and that's why we say we're going to meet with them and make sure they're working with the code right now to make sure that they're doing all the things that they need to do. Food vendors that come into the park are supposed to be certified with the state. They have a state thing to be able to offer food trucks. So while most people that come into the park, if you come into the park for a picnic, you can't bring your own gas grill in. That's not allowed. But we want to make some special considerations for the food vendors that come in, because a lot of them use grills and they use propane, and those are all things that are no-nos for most people that are in the park. But we're working with code to make sure that we have a way to do that and check on those things. We are also working to make sure that our reserve users that come into the park are running restrooms in combination with the restrooms that we have. Our restrooms are not capable of accommodating 1,000 people in the park. We just can't do it. We can't, we've had a lot of feedback that the restrooms are running out of supplies and people are using paper towels to stuff in toilets, and that's not a good thing. And I think it's a case we need to make sure. So we're going to set up some stipulations on when you have so many people in the park, and there's a whole code for doing that. If you have, for every 50 people, you have to have a portable unit. And there has to be, for every 20 portable units, one of them has to be a handicap accessible unit. So we're going to add all of those things to our permits. And we're going to make sure we go through that checklist when we meet with those representatives. So that's sort of answering that question. I think we can do a better job with that, and I think we will. So, and that way our reserve users know what to expect too.
Look more detailed and spelled out, so
Right.
you're not missing anything, and there's not an issue that might.
And for things that our reserve users, our food trucks, we cannot, our power, even though we have more outlets and stuff like that in Rudolph Park, we still cannot, we do not have the power capability to do food trucks and bounce houses. It blows fuses, it creates, and then everybody loses power. So we need to make sure that everybody's on the same page with that. And most of our reserve users are pretty good about that. Almost all of them have bounce houses. And almost all of them ask the bounce houses to bring their own generators. And our food trucks have been bringing their own generators. But I think we can work that out, and we will. So.
Any other, you got anything there?
Cool.
Trevor, anything?
Like slate.
So we want to move to what the next year.
Let's move on to local master plan.
Yay! I think we talked about setting some priorities. I thought it might be useful if you all knew some priorities that we're kind of looking at for 2023. I don't know if they're all going to happen. We're budgeting right now, so I don't know if we're going to be capable of doing all these things. But we've identified some things that need to be done. A lot of them are specific to the pool. The large sand filter needs to be restored before the 2023 season. We need to replace the sand and repaint that unit. We need to restore the fiberglass grates that go around the pool. If you go to the pool, there's grates that are all the way around the pool. Some of the fiberglass particles are coming off of them, so they need to be removed and repainted. I'm not sure if we're going to do that in-house or send it out, but it will be done before the 2023 season. The diving board that's there needs to be replaced. I have also asked for a natural gas heating unit. There is natural gas at the pool. I would like to see a natural gas heating unit there to help warm the pool, especially for those early morning swim lessons when our children are freezing to death. I don't know if that's going to be possible. We're going to put it in, but I don't know. That's not an essential. It's a request. So, and we haven't really identified anything else that has to be done for 2023. I'd like to see the the dog memorial, the firehouse dog memorial area restored. That's not going to be a huge expense. I'm going to work with the fire department on that, and I think that we can get that done. We would like to add some stone dust walking path into River Park, in the lower level of River Park. We'd also like to add it to the upper level of River Park. We did meet with the bike group in an effort to see what their needs are. They're the ones that are on our park trails all the time. And they are our best resource to keep an eye on our park trails and see what's needed out there. We don't have the capability, police can't drive out there because most of those trails are not passable for vehicles. So we want to partner with that community group. They're a very strong group. They do a lot of good stuff for our trails. So they have requested Stardust Trail in River Park, the same kind of idea that I requested last month, a walking trail that connects the upper level and the lower level so that people get out of the roadways and make everything accessible. The trail I asked for from bridge to bridge on the lower level along the Oneida Creek to get people again out of the roads and be able for everyone, even those with physical challenges, to enjoy that trail area. I think that's something we're going to request. I don't know that we'll be able to afford to do all that, but that's something that's going to be a little bit of a priority for us, if not next year, the year after. So everything else is just going to have to wait and see how things shake out. I think I can't look at this and make a priority. I don't know how you could possibly, because the locker rooms need to be, the flooring of the locker rooms need to be repainted. I think that could probably be done for next year. It's getting pretty slippery in there. I'm looking at some of the...
Is that painted with like a gravelly nonstick?
It's like a sand painting.
Yeah, okay.
My understanding.
Yeah.
It needs to be done. We looked at putting down rubberized flooring in there. The trouble with that is as it gets wet and everything, underneath, as you lift it up, mold and mildew grows there, and so that creates more of a problem than everything else. So
It doesn't make sense in a public space.
it's hard.
Yeah.
It's hard to keep it clean and keep it safe, so. Any questions on anything that you all want to prioritize here?
I just think the heating of the pool is...
I just think the pool as a whole, and, for the first priority is the right move, because that draws a lot of people in.
The what, I'm sorry?
I think the pool as the first priority is.
The pool has to be a priority, so it is,
Is it the main?
if nothing else, a showcase besides the tennis court. It's a way to resurface the tennis courts there.
Yeah.
So,
No, I think I like the pool prioritizing.
Yeah, and the walkway makes sense as second to me.
yeah. It's just a matter of how much stone dust we can purchase and we're able to use there. I think, I had said paving, I think stone dust is probably the way to go. It's more rustic, it fits in the Villa Park more, it's less expensive, it's more, I think it's more conducive to the space.
How often would that need to be like replaced? Like,
Just depends on how much it wears. I mean, stone dust was wear, but we put it down at the dog park, and so far we have not had to replace. That's been a year,
okay.
and so it's done really well. It's not something we snowball
Yeah, it's just.
or shovel, but,
Okay.
And again, that would decrease foot traffic on the roads.
yeah. And I think we need at least 4 feet wide. ADA compliant is 4 feet. I was talking to John and Chris, they think we will be able to do 5 feet on that. That might be our goal, to do 5. When you go over to the dog park, it's like 8 feet wide. So,
So pool,
is there anything that you all don't see on this list that you would like to add?
everything on the playground, the chess, that's all kind of,
The playground, the only thing we want to look at more closely at the playground is to add some shade elements. There are some areas there, the slides that are very, very hot. It's an even bigger problem in Newa, because those slides get terribly hot. So we've talked about some shade options there.
That's a good idea.
the fun tenty things maybe?
Yeah, I mean, there's lots of different things you can do, like, you can't put a tree there and depend on the tree. I mean, it would take a tree forever, you and I would not be here by the time it's provided shade. So we have to look at some commercial things, and there's lots of different things. Parkitects who did a lot of the parkitects who helped us design both of the playgrounds in both parks, they have some great options. But again, not inexpensive. So we recognize the need. We'll just see what happens. I would also like to see water, not talking about river, but I'd like to see water over to the dog park, because that's our biggest request. It's the only request we get on the dog park, people love it. People are just thrilled with the dog park.
Nearby, is the skate park still looking for next year too?
I'm sorry, I didn't hear that.
Sorry, next year, for 2023, the, whatever sheet we had before, they said the skate park was getting looked at next year as well.
It's supposed to be, it's on that list of priorities for Willow Park. I don't know if it will be or not. We would have to have it evaluated and see what it would cost.
Okay.
I don't think it has been evaluated, so I don't know if we have a cost on that yet. If we do, I'm not aware of it.
Okay.
And Lou, the only other upgrade that I could see, and I know we talked about it in the past, would be the restrooms up in the upper level in the large pavilion.
Yeah. Yeah, the restrooms in all of our pavilions need to be updated.
Is that looked at as a...
I think restrooms we're going to be looked at in 2023. I don't know if we'll be able to do them, but I think the restroom, the large pavilion will work with specifically something we're going to look at for 2023.
Over the summer, I've been to several places, various around, that have the green waste. I'm getting it up. It's cool.
The compost.
The compost, yeah.
I don't know. I would like to see us get restrooms there that are easily cleaned, something that you can go in and hose down and stuff, because, and, you know, something that's, I'd like to see us have something that's accessible from inside the pavilion and accessible from outside the pavilion, 2 doors, so that if I'm having an event in the pavilion, I don't necessarily have Lou Lansing hop rope hops off the bike and also the pavilion and goes into the restaurant. That, you know, there should be, people who are renting those facilities, they should have a little bit of control over it. I don't think you can stop people from using it as a public park, but I think having a double interest would be nice. I think Chris and Mark, or Chris and John are kind of looking at some of those self-contained restrooms that a lot of parks are using right now. And you can get some that are very rustic looking that would fit it, Willow Park very nicely. The concrete-based, I'm talking about the concrete-based ones. They do have some fiberglass ones, but I think a fiberglass one in Willow Park would look like someone from outer space dropped it in rustic Willow Park. I don't think it would fit there. I think it might fit in Newa on Catella, where we don't have a restroom. We rent a restroom right now for the soccer club over there. I think we need a restroom there, but it's probably in the priority list, but I'm not sure what it is. Thank you.
Hi, sorry I'm late.
That's okay.
Thought I caught you all though.
Anything else?
I think we just went over the priority list for Wilbur.
I can talk to you about it afterwards, Katie.
Okay.
Some
Excellent,
things
thanks.
we talked about, especially with the pool that need to be done in 2023.
So, okay. Anything else?
Do you have anything that you're thinking of?
No, oh, with regard to Wilbur Park?
Yeah.
Let's see, is that in here? Let me get my stuff out, sorry.
That's fine.
Diving right in.
That's fine.
That's not parks. That's not parks.
Katie, if you don't let me know you're looking for your stuff, I already told the rest of the group that there was an event in New Park on Saturday that was not approved by the commission.
Uh-oh.
It got past me, my fault, really. but it was sent to me in an email from the clerk's office, and the email said that the event was not yet approved. So it was Carrie's understanding and my understanding that they would reach out to me to get adequate approval. They did not. It was a little bit chaotic on Saturday because we had a walk going through the park at the same time soccer was going on. So I'm going to reach out to, I'm sure that it was just an oversight somehow, I'm hoping. But I'll reach out to them and make sure it doesn't happen in the future, and I'm sorry about that.
Okay.
So I think it was probably a good event, Walk to Fight Suicide. I think it was a great event, but
Oh, yeah. They've done it previously. Usually, I think it starts and ends in the Booster Club.
yeah, but I didn't realize they went through the whole park.
Gotcha.
I didn't realize, they never come to me and ask,
Yeah.
or apply or anything like that. So I think we just need to make them aware. Maybe it's something we've been doing and I wasn't aware of it.
So I have a question, because if they're just walking through the park, at what point does it become an event? How many people?
I think if it comes into the park, if it's a scheduled event where we're using the park, I think they have to apply and get a permit for it. That's my
just walking
feeling.
through.
I feel, yeah.
If they're blocking the roadways or.
Yeah, true. Well, I guess that's what I'm asking, was like, what is the criteria?
I would not have wanted them to do, if they come to the commission and ask, I would have said no on Saturday, not with soccer. Or if they wanted to do it, not at 10 o'clock in the morning, 3 o'clock in the afternoon, sure.
Sure, yeah,
Sundays, sure.
yeah, that's good for my understanding. Thanks. Wilbur Park Master Plan. Well, I'm sorry, I don't want to make you guys rehash, but I also don't want to
Yes, we just, when we're prioritizing things like pool fixes, dog memorial, stone dust
Just
walk, that.
prioritizing some things for 2023.
Okay, that's very interesting. Yeah, no, I'm satisfied with the discussion that we had last time. I feel like, for the most part, the suggestions are pretty good. I think there, still some pushback from the disc golf community that it could potentially be something that's put in a way that, correlates with the existing design and feel of the park.
Absolutely.
But I don't think that that's, a 2023 thing. I know, like we were saying, that there are some things at the pool that need doing. They're typically expensive, and they're also, I think, really highly valued by the community. So in terms of prioritizing, that makes a ton of sense. I will say, I don't know if you guys have already talked about this regarding the correspondence that we received from the Union Street neighbors.
We did not talk about that yet.
Okay, and the basketball court. One of the questions, so I had a conversation with the constituent, she's in the second ward, in question, and basically, I think, without getting into that too much, she was sort of curious about what the cost to move the basketball court to the other side of that enclosure would be. I did ask our city administrator and didn't get a response on that right away, because he's a busy person. And that's part of the
We talked about it today.
Oh, you did? Oh, great.
We talked about that. I can't give you a number, we're working on it.
Okay.
We want to be able to see what it would cost to move in the event that decision is made. We want to see what it would cost to move that elsewhere.
Perfect.
I don't
It's
think,
good to be prepared.
and when Beth recommended that last month, I don't recommend that we move it to within that enclosure. I don't think it would make a lot of difference if we move, because I think, Beth, you said move it from court 8 to court 6.
Yeah.
I don't think that would change a whole lot. I don't think it would change the noise level. I don't think it would change anything, really. And I thought the Union Street neighbors had asked for it to be moved over by the other tennis courts, courts 1 through 5. I thought that was the request.
Gotcha.
And I don't think that's a good idea, because those courts 1 through 5 are used for tennis. You can't take away one of those courts used by the high school and used by Hardwick,
Right,
and used by the public
right,
for tennis lessons.
right.
So So that's my, I think we need to see what it would cost to move it, maybe back to the upper level, but I think we need to figure that all out and see what that would cost.
Yeah.
And we're gonna work on it.
Okay, yeah, I didn't want to derail the conversation too much, but when we're talking about Wilbur Park and, you know, budgetary considerations and things,
The
you know.
posts cannot be saved. The posts would not be movable. They're in concrete. But certainly the backwards and nets would be.
Right, yeah. Yeah. So I don't know if you want to talk about that later in the meeting, which does not have to be right now. That was just the only thing, like I said, in terms of budget considerations and things that are impacting the public, knowing what that cost would be helpful, for sure, yeah.
So if that is to be removed, if that is the final conclusion, how difficult would it be to just, I mean, are those posts going to be salvageable? I mean, are we actually going to
Those
be?
posts would not be salvageable, as I understand it. Unless, I don't know if we could put some shade option there, I don't know. If we would want shade option there. We're also going to research what it would cost the cost of the city to divide that tennis court area in half and put 2 pickleball courts there, because that was another one of the options. And we need to know that cost too.
Yeah.
So we need to know what it would cost to move basketball to another location. If we move basketball back up to the top level, if that is the decision that's made, there would be a resurfacing cost for that area up there.
Right.
Because we have huge cracks and we have a grass garden growing now.
Right.
So,
And if the posts are removed, or I guess if they aren't, then we wouldn't necessarily have to do anything to the existing court 8. But if we are going to remove those posts and, you know, make it a pickleball court, there's going to be cost with that as well.
yeah, that's what we say, we need to research that and see what the cost would be for that.
So one of the things that have been discussed, sort of when this all came about, and the trees were coming down and the basketball court was going up, was a sound barrier. And this constituent has brought that up again. And so I just am wondering if that's something that was talked about, or at least could be researched as a way to keep the basketball court where it is on court 8, but to put up some sort of sound barrier.
I believe, and don't quote me on this, I'm not sure, but I believe that Greg researched a couple of different sound barriers.
I sort of remember that.
But I think at the time, I don't believe the Union Street neighbors wanted that.
Yeah.
So I don't know where that went. And I can always check with Greg and find that out, and certainly you can too if you prefer. But, I think it's something that has been researched some,
Yeah, I think I remember seeing a document.
Yes. What the cost of that would be.
Cost would be. I think I remember that, but I don't know if I have it.
I'm not convinced that's an option we wanted though. I don't know.
I mean, it was I think in the email today or the other day, that's something that she had mentioned specifically, but
It might have been the second email that I did not get. I read it quickly. I got the original email, but I didn't get the follow-up saying that she
Gotcha.
wasn't attending tonight.
yeah.
And it might have been in there. So I don't know.
Okay.
That's it.
That's it. That's all I have on that. Is just that the cost piece was a big question mark.
I think that's a really valuable piece of information.
Yep.
So we can price out what these different scenarios look like.
Okay. Thanks, everybody. Good meeting.
I think we're done, right?
We need to get a motion to.
Yeah.
Wait, the only other thing is in Lou's Parks report, where I see my name, is that council did approve the DAR's request.
Yeah, those are the information from Greg too, so.
Okay, guys, stealing my thunder.
He is writing a letter which Dawn needed for your thing. I think it's great. I think it would be a nice addition to the website.
Yeah.
It's a wonderful thing.
Good. Cool. Is that it, real? That's what I showed up for, to have that discussion? All right. It was great. I'm not trying to say it wasn't. There was more. All right.
Well, I guess I'm, at this point, we're waiting, let's go back to the basketball. We do want to have basketball, I'm guessing, in Wilbur Park. I think it's very important that we have tennis and basketball. So we're really still at a standstill as to what that is going to look like and where it may be. Now, people have been playing basketball. It's been a beautiful summer. It hasn't really been that much of an issue. I'm not sure what the complaints have been that would justify us moving the basketball court anywhere other than leaving it where it is.
Well, they are very unhappy. I think we all know that. And I think, let's put it this way, regardless, we have to do something with that upper level resurfacing. We need to do something with that. So I think having the financial information about what the cost would be for resurfacing that, whether we put basketball back there, or whether we make it a family play space with friendlies for kids, whatever, we have to have a price for that. And we have to have a price for what it would cost to move basketball under there and put it elsewhere.
Yeah.
I think that that's, if we move basketball, I think we're looking, that's probably the best option, to move it back where it was.
Well, was, but it still is, right? Because those two hoops on the upper level are still up there.
They are still out there, but no one uses it because of the situation, the conditions in.
Yeah.
I mean, if I was a basketball player and I saw the one on the lower level and the one on the upper level, I would not choose the one on the upper level. No way.
Yeah.
So, I think it's obvious that they're unhappy. I think it's also obvious that people want basketball in Wilbur Park. So I think we have to look at all options.
So going back to the family play space option. So, for example, if we, or at some point the basketball is put back up in the upper level and that's done, what would we do, or what would be the best use of that empty space then?
I think pickleball is probably our best option.
What happened to the idea that we were going to have a family play space that wasn't pickleball, basketball, or tennis?
Well,
I think we talked about that.
Well, my recommendation is to make it pickleball there, okay? That doesn't mean we can't add a family play space somewhere else. Maybe on the level, upper level of Wilbur would be a good spot next to the playground. And it doesn't have to be where basketball used to be, or will be in the future, or whatever we decide there.
Or the pad by the handball.
I'm sorry?
Or the pad where the handball wall used to be.
Down at the tennis court?
Yeah.
I also put another hitting wall.
I would be opposed to putting it there because of that, maybe add another court there, or adding a hitting wall there, and the possibility, it's part of the river plan, or it's in the river plan, it doesn't have to be, but it's in the river plan that we might add a pavilion there with restrooms, better restrooms than what we have there. Will that happen next year? No. Will it happen in 5 years, hopefully? I don't know.
We got to get it planned. Okay.
So,
I think we can have a family play space somewhere. I think pickleball is more conducive to that area, because it used to be tennis courts. I think pickleball fits in there nicely. Families play pickleball, all ages can play pickleball, so in essence, it is a family play space by adding pickleball. It makes it a usable space. I'd like to see 4 pickleball courts here, but I don't know that we're going to do away with one of the tennis courts. The more I think about it, I don't know. I don't know what the right thing is to do there. I think it's something we have to think about more. I like having 2 courts open when Purtlick or OHS is having practices. when they're practicing every nice afternoon from 4:30 to 7. I like the fact that I can go there and maybe play some tennis on the other two courts. Would pickleball be better? I don't know. I don't know. Pickleball's fun.
It's popular.
I have some clients who are really into it.
It's, you know, go on any morning of the week, and they are, everyone's busy. I think if we built 8 more courts, they would be busy. I'm not saying we should right now, but. Anything else, Katie?
So, yeah, my question is, what does the final version of this document look like?
I don't think we have a final version of that document.
Okay.
My opinion is it's not in final shape.
Okay.
I would like to look at it one more time in October. There are some things that I recommended there that I would like to change. I remember last month you made a comment, I made a comment about adding the trails from Bridge to Bridge and on the upper level that would be paved. I am changing my mind on that because we've talked a lot about stone dust trails. I think stone dust trails can work, and I think they fit better with Miller Park.
Gotcha.
So that's something I'd like to change in there. I think we ought to take one more meeting and see if we can finalize this document, see if there's anything you all want to add here, and I will try to prep it a little bit, clean it up a little bit, make it look a little more presentable for you. Maybe we look at it one more month, if you will give me one more month to do that. Actually, just a couple of weeks, because we meet again, October, whatever that brings us. October 2nd, 3rd, whatever it is.
Is it, okay, I think I'm gonna be in California.
October 3rd.
October 3rd, yeah. So it's like 2 weeks.
And then with, if that's finalized at the October 3rd meeting, it'd be too soon to get on the council meeting for the following day, but then you would want to pass that on to, we'll probably go to committee.
Yeah,
Quality of Life Committee.
whatever you think, whatever you think.
Okay, so yeah, that could work. I mean, I don't see any, I agree with you. I think that conversations have been largely positive, but fairly loose, like general, and if you want to come back with some revisions and then.
I think we spent a lot of time on the basketball issue, and I don't think we've talked a lot about a lot of other things.
Totally, yeah.
And that's okay. And one thing about this document, even when we did it, I mean, the master plan for Neil changed a lot after we did it. And we did that with a more formalized group, probably get a better sense of things than I have, for sure. But I'll see what I can arrange for you all for the next week.
I don't get a vote, but that sounds good to me. And then that it can go to committee and be voted on. And then to your point, nothing's ever really set in stone.
No.
We're always able to change it.
So all of it's going to depend on what we can afford to do incrementally as we can afford.
Right.
That's, and we may decide 3 years from now, you know what, that looks like really bad, throw that out and do something different, and I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that.
Finalizing plans? Yep, all right. I move to adjourn the meeting at 7:54.
I'll second that.
All right, good work, Kevin.
I'd be happy to go over this with you too, Katie.
Yeah, that sounds good. Do you want to take a few minutes right now, or?
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
that sounds good.
Just before we do that, I do want to tell you that these shirts are over here.
Are we still live?
Are we still,
I'm telling Carrie right now.
Okay, yeah, I forgot about that. Carrie wanted a text.
Nice. I was the only person watching before I came, so no one was watching us be really awkward on YouTube.
Oh, good, okay. They will though.
That's my guess.
All right. So I haven't heard back from her yet. But, yeah, I will be in California for the next meeting.
Well, that's just not acceptable. I don't know what we're going to have for you.
Well, it's for two things, really. It's, we're going, Bill's in a wedding, and then my mom's memorial, so.
Oh, okay, well, then,